Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Tuesday. It seems like it's been a while for us. I hope everybody's had a good day. We are Savalis and Keisha Rogers, if you don't know us. And if you haven't joined us, or if you'll be watching this in replay, we're Savalis and Keisha Rogers, and we founded Key Players. And Key Players is for all couples, especially married couples, but it's for all couples in relationships. So we hope that you join in, or you listen in, or you share this post. We're also going live on YouTube as well as Facebook. So we're excited to have this conversation tonight. We're going to talk about something good tonight.
Make sure, first of all, what's going on, everybody? Hope you had a wonderful day. I'll just repeat what my wife said. Make sure when you come on, you share, and like this post, as we always ask you all to do. We're just grateful once again for what's going on,
Hey,
Lawanda. Y'all tuning in with us, rocking with us. Another Tuesday night. Y'all, y'all stay with us. We are happy. We are so happy. Y'all been rocking with us. We've been consistent for about a year now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
Y'all been rocking with us for a year now. So what we got to decide now is if it's time to maybe in the near future, maybe to take this to a weekly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, sweetie?
Yes.
You know, it may be time to do this on a weekly basis as opposed to now that we're consistent. Now that we got a somewhat of a routine now, it may be time to do this weekly. And, kind of build our audience and not have those breaks in between, because you can lose people, within that time. So we may have to start doing weekly.
Anyway, all right, so let's get to it. We're going to tell you we have some sad news to report. The event that was scheduled for this weekend has been postponed. So we just wanted to let
if you
purchase tickets, or if anybody that you know may purchase tickets, they are being refunded. So we just wanted to let you guys know that.
You gotta realize we're still in the COVID season and things are happening. So the event that we were scheduled to host has been postponed, canceled. So we was looking forward to rocking out this weekend, but things happen for a reason.
Exactly.
But it's not. But the next event coming around soon. Don't worry about it. We're gonna find something else and we'll get back in the mix, and when we do, we'll let y'all know and be ready to rock out.
Hey, Princess. Hey. Okay, so the topic for tonight is, how do you tone down your independence to allow your husband to lead? And y'all have to forgive me if I'm talking loud. I work with children, so
yeah, she screams.
I work with children all day, so it's like, I can't really hear myself talk. How do you tone down your independence to allow your husband to lead? That is the topic for tonight. And
all my independent women, make some noise.
Nikki said pray. And Nikki, that's one of the points.
Nikki, we haven't even started yet.
It takes a lot of prayer. Let me tell you right now. This is something that I'm going to just be transparent and I'll be honest, of course.
LaWanda said you're not loud. LaWanda, you're not saying
LaWanda. But anyway, this is something that I struggled with. Not now. Really, Omar?
Omar said this is for Kimberly McIntyre.
This is something that I struggled with. I mean, I'm still a work in progress, but I think that I have moved forward in it, is what I'm saying. Was it easy? No. Like Nikki said, it takes a lot of prayer. I mean, for real, a lot of prayer, right? So it takes a prayer I'm talking about myself. For me, because I had to first acknowledge what it is, what that was inside of me, or what that was instilled in me, or whatever, to want to change. So that was the number one thing. Did you got anything to say?
No, you're
especially coming from singleness, coming from making all the decisions yourself. Everything is on you, especially if you was a single parent. I think that's doubly hard. Mm-hmm. If you was just coming from singleness, without children, I'm sure that would be hard, because you're making decisions for yourself and you don't have to not necessarily answer to anyone, you know what I mean? And so, especially like I said, when you have children and you've making decisions for yourself, you have made decisions for your children, and you're bringing them into the relationship, y'all blending and y'all mixing together, then trust me, that is really, really, really hard. Mm-hmm. So it did take a lot of prayer, and it's still taking a lot of prayer.
But it takes prayer on the spouse's end also, on the man end definitely. Also. like, like my wife said, her being transparent, I'll be transparent too. I had to pray also to be like, look, Lord, you're trying to do this, trying to do that, but she just, she holding on to, she got this thing with a grip. So, but the prayer for me was to show me understanding and patience with her, and try to understand why she was the way she was. Now, through prayer, what happened was she opened up more and just began to tell me things, and it made me understand why she was the way she was. Things from her first marriage, things from her childhood, her own makeup as a person. So it started to make sense. Now, that didn't excuse it.
Right.
But it made sense. So I had to pray for patience for her to work through this thing. And Lord, give me the right decision making skills. So Lord, God forbid if I do something wrong, then she really gonna go right back to straight independent mode and not trust me as a man and as a husband. So it took praying on both ends, not just hers.
Right. Because I felt like when I was making a decision, I felt like I didn't trust him, I guess, enough. Not trust like as far as cheating or anything like that. I'm saying trust him enough to make the decision for the family. Because I knew if I did it, it was going to be right. That was in my mind. That's not necessarily true.
Right.
But in my mind, I'm like, if I do it, it's going to be right. And then let me tell you, ladies, this is a hard one too. Like, if you... Okay, you say, okay, I'm going to trust him. I'm going to let my guard down. I'm going to trust him. But then something goes wrong.
Right.
Then you still have to reassure yourself, like, okay, breathe.
But something could go wrong if you do it, ladies, but you'll trust yourself to give yourself another chance, but you won't trust the man or husband to give him a second chance. And that's where we get into, wait a minute, we're a team now. So if any of you who play team sports, just because you pass the ball to your player and he or she missed the shot one time, don't mean you don't pass the ball to him again if they open and ready to cock it back up. You have to give them a chance the same way you would give yourself a second chance.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm not saying not give them a chance. I'm just saying like that it's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard. It's hard to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So, Nikki said it's 3 ways to fold a towel. Just make sure they get folded and put away. That's true, Nikki. But if you a little bit, I don't want to call myself. What's a good word? Not anal. What's
That's the word I was thinking.
Not anal.
That's
but
the word I was thinking.
If you're a little bit particular, like myself,
right.
I know I'm a work. I know I'm a piece of artwork. I mean, I know, but if you're a little bit particular, like myself, it's more difficult, Nikki, is what I'm trying to say. But I've been working on that, And Princess said it's hard work. Make sure to include him in all decisions, even in the event that you don't recognize the error, and make it right.
Right.
That's good.
The first sentence alone.
Look, Princess, anal.
yeah, very anal.
Princess, I was trying to find a good word for it.
Make sure you include him in all decisions. Yeah. That's one way you start to tone down your independence, ladies. Include your husband in decisions.
That's Isaiah Michelle. Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, so.
Make sure you include your husband in on decision making. Period. Even if it's something that you already done made your mind up about what you want to do.
Yeah.
You still need to include your husband on the decision making.
Right.
That's a part of toning down the independence that you may have, especially if you came from a situation like my wife said, where she was a single mother, and she was just doing it all herself, and it took me a while, but I understand how that can be a transition. You can't expect for that to just happen overnight. It doesn't work that way. Nothing in a relationship happens overnight. So you can't expect for the wife or the woman in the relationship who has been independent for so many years to just freely give up that overnight. It will not happen.
No.
And it did not happen for us.
But then the thing that clicked with me was, I said to myself, you trusted him enough to marry him. Mm-hmm. So that's what clicked with me. Like, I trusted him enough to marry him. So I had to start letting my guard down. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I had to start letting him lead. Mm-hmm. Okay. And lead in all kinds of ways, you know. So, that was a transition for me, and it still is, but I have really let reins go. And guess what? It causes less stress on me.
Right.
In the long run. Right. So I'm cool with that.
Right.
I'm cool with that. And you have to encourage him. Like, like, for example, the toilet broke. Here we go. So, for example, the toilet broke, right? Our toilets broke. And I was like, okay, instead of me saying, call somebody or da-da-da-da, I was like, okay, let's go on YouTube. Now, this was a big step for me because I ain't know if we was going to break a water line. I ain't know. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah. So I was like, let's just go on YouTube and let's just try to fix it together. And that's what we did, right?
Right.
And it worked out well.
Right.
Yeah, but I know how things like that in the past have worked out. Didn't do too good.
I've tore up quite a few things around the house.
And outside. But it's okay.
Okay, read LaWanda first.
So LaWanda said, big things definitely, we both do. But little stuff I do just comes naturally, not a big deal.
And then Darlin said, define big and little things.
Define big and little
Which
things.
is an excellent question to that, because what's little to you can be big to somebody else, and what's big to you can be little to someone. So just to play it safe, I guess it would be just a good practice to just include them on everything. Just to play it safe, because you don't know who considers what to be big or to be little. I guess that's what Darlin is saying. Big. Okay, LaWanda says big, buying a car, little things, getting an oil change.
All right. But still again, LaWanda, that could be getting an oil change and you not telling them. Some men want to take your car to get the oil change. You know what I mean? Some men want to do that. So that could cause something right there. Would you agree with that?
That could cause something, right?
Now, to me though, taking my car to get my oil change, that's not a big deal. But to some men, they're like, how dare you take your car to get your oil change?
Right.
You know what I mean? So big and little, like you said, it could be different things.
Just to be on the safe side, it would still probably be good to just discuss it just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of discussion.
That's a lot of talking.
Get my oil change, whatever. But
hold on, time out. Now, women, y'all always talking about we don't communicate. So, isn't this communication?
It is part of communication.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Yeah. She said her husband is fine with that.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. So, like I said, you have to trust his leadership skills.
Right.
Let him make a decision, even when it's hard for you to stand back and watch it.
Right.
Because in your mind, you like, I don't know if this gonna work. But let him make that effort, And then while he's making that effort, you have to boost him up. Right. You know what I mean? Like, make him feel like he's making the best decision in the world. Even though in your mind, you probably have a backup plan. But I'm just saying, it'll all work out and come together. So watch your words too. I feel like you have to watch your words because it's so easy to belittle a man, and vice versa. It's so easy to belittle your wife as well.
Right.
We have different feelings and thoughts, but you have to watch your words and you have to watch your thoughts, because normally what you're thinking comes out.
So true.
Even in your facial expressions.
Yes.
I'm guilty of that as well.
Body language
and facial expressions. So
body
you have to watch your thoughts.
Volumes. Your body language speaks volumes. Yeah. It speaks as loudly as your voice, whether we realize that or not. Sometimes even louder. So just because it's not coming from your mouth, your body is saying everything that you're thinking. So we have to be mindful of that as married couples.
Yeah, and that's hard sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when you a person that like to express themselves. Right. So that's really hard sometimes, but you do have to be mindful of that, and apologize if you do,
Right.
But then the person has to be willing to accept the apology.
Right. And we're not asking ladies to belittle themselves. I would never do that,
no.
and of course she wouldn't either. No. But what the question is, how do you tone down your independence to allow your husband to lead? And why that's so important is because by doing that, you are passing those skills on to your children, to your daughters, to your sons, to family members who may be single and watching you, and that's how we keep strong marriages, going and growing within our lineage, within our bloodline. We have to be the examples, If you have children, you are the example of what a strong marriage is. Now, does that mean that their marriage is going to be exactly like yours? No. But you give them a strong foundation to stand on. Simple stuff in a strong foundation like communication, respect, trust. That's the basics. And then what they build on it will be based on them as individuals. But we are responsible, and it is our job, to me, in my opinion, to give them a strong foundation to build on.
So LaWanda said, here's a question. What if you don't agree on decisions and choices? What if y'all don't agree? When you do sit down and have that communication, when you do sit down and talk, what if you don't agree?
Well, normally we normally we go at it so long till one of us break. Somebody gives in. Now, as the leader, as the man, I feel like whatever the decision is, whether it's good or bad, it's gonna fall on me.
People gonna look at you.
People gonna look at me.
Yep.
People
Unfortunately, that's what people do.
Yeah.
If anything goes wrong in the house, people always look at the man first.
Right. People gonna look at me. So as the man, I would think it would be a good practice to say. So here's to go back to LaWanda's. What?
She said, "What if you don't agree on a decision or choices?"
But is giving in fair, right? If he keeps peace in your home, which is what we all want,
right?
I would say it's fair. If you want peace in your home and you want the man to be the leader, if that's what you want, then sometimes you just have to give in. I feel like even the man have to give in sometimes.
Yeah,
that's a form of leadership.
Both.
Let
me
clear that up. The man giving in to the woman's choice, that's another sign of leadership. Leadership isn't always having the answer. Leadership isn't always being right. Leadership is knowing when to defer. Leadership is knowing when to take a step back. So giving in, I'm not just saying the woman should give in. I'm saying it goes both ways. That makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. It's not a dictatorship. Yeah. Y'all working together. So the man give in, is he really leading?
Yeah, I maybe it must be coming in late. Yes, that is leading. Joe Biden is the president, but even he defers to others. Like Joe Biden is the president, but he ain't out on the military field. You know what I'm saying? Even he, who is the most powerful man in the world, has to defer to different people. Us as husbands, we're no different. Some stuff she just gonna do and know better than me, period.
Right.
That is a form of leadership.
So Wanda said that's a relationship. Wanda said that's a relationship. Sometimes you have to compromise.
Correct.
Right. Dylan said as the head of the house, we have to sometimes take a L.
Exactly. But by taking the L, you still are in the leadership position. I use football as an example. There's a head coach, but the head coach doesn't always call the plays. He has an offensive coordinator for that. Ladies, don't look. Stay with me. The offensive coordinator is the one who tells what type of play you're going to run. But the head coach is the leader of the team. But he has an offensive coordinator. He has a defensive coordinator. He has a special teams coordinator. You understand what I'm saying? But he's still the head. But you still have to know when to defer off. So I hope I didn't lose the ladies. But so that doesn't make you less of a leader or less of a man because you may defer or give in or compromise with your wife.
Right. So Dylan said, Dylan said, as men, sometimes we have to admit if we are wrong.
Correct.
And LaWanda said, that's hard for me to do, but I can admit that. Me too, LaWanda. So, but the thing is you're acknowledging it. So that's that's a good step. My wife would not admit when she is wrong.
I can relate.
I want to talk about she lost.
Yeah, I guess the football stuff. Yeah, ask your husband; he can explain it to you. Yeah.
My wife will not admit when she is wrong. I may have that issue sometimes. What you think?
Say that sentence again.
My wife may not admit.
No, say what you said.
I said I may have that issue sometimes.
Stop. Leave the sometimes off. I was trying to cut the sometimes off there.
I may have that issue sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time. I can admit when I'm wrong sometimes.
You do with others. You freely admit when you're wrong with somebody else.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So,
but I can admit that I know. What? LaWanda say, but I can admit that I know I can admit it. Woo. Okay. I actually understood that. Yeah.
Okay. So, but then I brought a flip side to this, y'all.
Okay.
I said that sometimes maybe the man don't want to lead. He don't want to lead because maybe he was raised, I hate to say this, maybe he was raised by his mama who did everything for him.
Or.
That's the flip side.
That's the flip side. Or maybe he was raised in a household where the woman was the dominant figure.
Oh, that's true.
And what he saw was a man take a step back. I don't want to use any derogatory terms, so I'll just say that. Maybe he saw the man always allow the woman to take the head. So take control, yeah. Maybe his dad was, how can I say it? Maybe, I don't want to say henpecked and all that kind of stuff, but maybe his dad was just
soft.
That's
jelly
worse. That's what I'm trying not to say. Maybe he was more docile. Man,
or he saw no man in the household.
Or he saw no man in the household. There you go.
That's what LaWanda said. Or he saw no man, no example.
Right. So he's going to be reluctant to lead because he never saw leadership. Back to my point a few minutes ago. That's why it is so important for us as couples to show our children our roles and how we maneuver through things and how we compromise and how me as a man take the lead in certain situations and how me as a man defer to my wife in certain situations and vice versa.
Because they are watching.
Because they are watching and they are soaking all this stuff in whether we know it or not. And they're going to take it and take it into their households. So what we, what we give them is what they'll become. What we show them is what they'll become.
That's good. And then if your husband's a little challenged in some areas, because everybody can't fix things, everybody can't run a boardroom or whatever, whatever he's challenged in, then like I said, speak life into him, like speak into him what it is that you want to see. Right. Now it's easier said than done, but you have to make a conscious effort to change your mindset. So it starts with you. It's changing your mindset. I'm working on that. Like I'm talking because I'm talking to myself as well when I speak to somebody out here who may be struggling with that. So, speak to him. Watch your words. Don't criticize. Because it's so easy to criticize. Right. Like we can go there first. Right. It's so easy to criticize. Right. You know what I mean? So encourage him. Give him some encouraging words. Whether he accepts it or not, you doing your part. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And he's listening. Trust me, he wants some encouragement.
Absolutely. We don't admit it, but yeah, we need it. We need it too. We love hearing it. It boosts our confidence. It boosts our drive and ego. A encouraging word from your wife is like hearing it from 10,000 people. Her one word is the equivalent because of the position she holds in your life and the status that you put her on. Your wife pumping you up is like no other. It's the ultimate cheerleader. Wow. It's the ultimate cheerleader. Your wife just
But sometimes we need to hear that. Like you need to like sometimes a wife would need to hear that. Like, thank you, baby, for what you said. Okay. Or I really appreciate what you said, or because we don't know every time all the things that you guys are going through. Because I know that men normally go through a lot, and women do too. But especially like in the workplace, and y'all tend to hold things in. You know what I mean? Like we are released and we'll get it off our chest. True. But what I'm saying is, so you might want to share with your spouse, baby, I like what you said. Thank you for saying that. That made me feel good. I mean, I don't know if a man would normally say that, but that's you have to communicate. Like
all day is the key.
So, love language, words of affirmation. That's right, LaWanda. Like, share words of affirmation.
It goes a long way. A long way. And, just dabbing into love language real quick. It may not have been, I think the older, your love language changes, by the way. So what it was 10 years ago, it may not be that now.
I might need to take that test again.
I think I need to take it again too. Because the first time I took it, it was physical touch, easily. That was a given. But if I was to take it now, I think physical touch and quality time may be neck and neck. I think, it may be a 5-way race for number one with me now. The older I get, you know what I mean? And the longer we've been together and me changing as a man and getting older, and I may need something different.
Hey, Yolanda.
Well, hey, Yolanda. What's up, newlywed?
Yeah. Exactly.
Affirmation goes a long way over.
After 45, sometimes I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, it is different.
It's different.
Get up in the morning and
you. What I needed 10 years ago, I may need something different now.
Exactly.
So we need to take that test again, I think. Yeah.
So the question of the night is, if you're just joining us, how do you tone down your independence to allow your husband to lead? How do you... Hey, mother-in-law!
My mama said me too.
How do you tone down your independence to allow your husband to lead?
Right. And we had to switch the wording a little bit because we had to allow your man to lead. That's a difference between a man and your husband.
It is a difference.
Your man should not get the same
privileges,
thank you, that your husband get. Being the man is just like being a temporary worker on the job. You on a trial period. You may or may not get kept. Temporary workers don't get benefits. Don't get the same benefits as full-time workers. So we had to change up the wording a little bit, So the husband, you got the job. You got your 90 days in, your probationary period. Right. You get all the benefits that comes with being a husband. Your man, no, you still working too. We don't know if we're gonna keep you or not. We got to see if you on time. Are you gonna do the job the way you say you're gonna do it? So we had to change the wording in this a little bit because we didn't want to get it misconstrued because we are talking about married couples.
Right, exactly.
Tonight.
Exactly.
Tonight.
That was
Married
good.
couple, yeah.
Exactly.
It's a difference.
Oh God. But so what I said, ladies, we have to pray for patience.
And the men.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
men, and the men, and the men. You have to pray for patience and just it's lots of prayer, because it's not an overnight thing. Like he
Right.
said, it's not an overnight thing, especially when you've come from making decisions and being the only person, and you making decisions for yourself. And if you have children, you making decisions for your children.
But like one of the reasons that has things I should say that has helped us with that is the communication part. Her telling me things about her childhood and her sharing things about her first marriage, and me taking that into account, it kind of helped me understand why she is the way she is. Now that's not an excuse because I still should get a chance to have my own clean slate with you.
That's true. That's true.
And not be judged based off what such and such did and what that one did. But I understand it. I understood it. And then, so I can say, well, okay, and for me, I don't have a problem pointing some out. We're like, this, that, and the third, if I feel like, I'll say to her, well, blah, 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 blah. That ain't me. I didn't do that. I ain't never done that. Like for us, let me just dab into it real quick.
Go
money,
ahead. Hey,
money,
Kim.
like money, being a money thing, we still working on that. It has gotten better. It has gotten a lot better. That's probably like the last stronghold for her. Just the independence when it comes to money. And I don't know if that may not ever change. That may just be a woman thing. I don't know. See how she was talking so much prior to that, and now she's gone silent.
No, I'm listening.
Yeah. So
Trying to see where you were going with it.
the money thing, and having the independence in that too, and allow the man to lead. Allowing the man to lead when it comes to finances also. Because that's part of leadership.
That is part of leadership.
I don't think you get as many chances to get that wrong, though.
No, you don't.
You don't get as many chances to get the money wrong. So that may.
But if that's your strong point,
Right.
That's the thing. Like if you talk, I'm just talking about money. That if it's his strong point, then that's fine.
Right.
But if it's not, you should let the stronger person, I think, handle the finances.
Right.
Or whatever
but
the case may be.
It should still be a discussion.
It should be a discussion.
That's
yes.
where the leadership part comes in because, like I said earlier, leaders are not always the ones who make the sole decision. And I use the sports as an example. When I was talking about a football team, there's a head coach, but he has coaches that coaches different departments of the team. He doesn't call all the shots for the entire team. Where it's the same way in the marriage, or it should be. I may be the man or the head coach, but I got an offensive coordinator here who may know when it's time to go. Or sometimes she's the defensive coordinator and she knows when to pull back. You know what I'm saying?
And you have to be willing to listen.
I have to be willing to listen
and
to
like
that.
I would have to be willing to listen to you.
That's leadership also.
Yeah, you working together.
Got to.
As a team.
Got to.
Okay.
As a team.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
It ain't easy. We're not saying the stuff that's easy, but it's anything. Somebody said. I heard somebody say today, a mountain you wouldn't be able to climb a mountain if it didn't have ridges and edges in it. So it's rough, but that's how you climb and get to the top of what it is that you're trying to be. Get the top of your relationship, the top of your marriage.
Okay, Yolanda said, I believe during the courtship when the man demonstrates good leadership and decision-making skills, it makes it easier for the wife to allow her husband to lead, thus toning down the independence.
Absolutely.
During the courtship. So it
courtship.
starts before the marriage.
Right.
It starts before the marriage.
Right. Because you should be a husband and a wife before you walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
The exchanging of rings and last name should not make you you should not become a husband the day you get married or a wife the day you get married. You should already be that. That's just the ceremony to legitimize it, I guess, or go before the Lord or whatever. But you should already be there. And what I mean by that, in your thought process and your decision making, you know what I mean? It should already, it's a mind, thank you, it's a mindset. Mentally, you should already be a husband. Mentally, you should already be a wife. Before you walk down the aisle. That's just the last step.
before you make all those plans and spend all that money.
Right, exactly. Exactly. You should already have the mindset that I am this. I am a husband. I am a wife.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
Right. But then on the flip side of that too, Yolanda, a woman has to. Okay, so Violence, like when we were dating, he did show. He did demonstrate good leadership and decision making. But it was me that needed to work.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was me that needed to change my mindset to allow him to lead. So he did. I mean, he did do that. So it takes two.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say. Husband and father in some cases. That's what Dylan said.
Yeah, like your mindset should be that. Exactly. And it's funny you should say that because in my situation, I had to become both.
A husband and father at the same time.
At the same time, mentally.
Right.
And you too. Yeah, I guess that's why you put it. Yeah, so that's a lot. That's a topic within itself.
That is a lot.
A whole nother...
Especially when you already got rules set in one household, because he lived in his own apartment and I lived in my own place, and we didn't move together until we were married. Mm-hmm. So I had my own rules over in my house, and he, and so that was difficult for him, I'm sure.
It was very difficult.
It was very difficult.
Yeah, but she allowed me to lead in that area,
Mm-hmm.
Like just to throw just something real silly, like, before we became married, the kids stayed up till whenever they just felt like going to bed, pretty much. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea, being that they're this young, Yeah. So that was one area I said, okay, now, when I get married, when we get together, I think the 17-month-old, well, he was 5 at the time, the 5-year-old shouldn't be staying until 11 or 12. He got to get up for kindergarten in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And so we had to implement stuff like that. She allowed me to, just take over in that area.
Right. And Yolanda said, yes, I needed to do the work too, so I did before I got married. That's good. That's good, Yolanda.
Yeah.
I thought I did too, Yolanda, but I didn't complete the work. How about that?
Yeah.
I didn't complete the work.
You don't stop working once you get married.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. You if you want a successful marriage, I should say. If you want a successful, peaceful, happy marriage, you will continue to work in it to the day you both leave the earth.
Exactly.
So the work never stops.
The work never stops.
It changes. You may not have to work as hard, but work in marriage never stops. And when you see when you see people stop working in their marriage, you see a marriage that has stopped. Pretty much. Yeah.
When they made that choice to stop working.
When they made the choice to stop working in the marriage has stopped also.
That's good. Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It's always work. You will work in it until you take your last breath.
Yes, you will. And that's what they mean when they say marriage is work.
Right.
Exactly. Some people say, I don't understand why people say that marriage is work. There you go right there. Because you're ever changing, you're going to always change.
She said,
Reese and I agree. He's listening to. Hey, Reese.
What's up, Reese? Yeah. Yeah. To the newlyweds up here.
Newlyweds. Yeah. Yes.
So we hope we touched on it a little bit. And like we said earlier, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's no magic potion when you just snap your fingers and boom, you just become this super leader. And that goes, and I'm glad I said that, because you won't become the leader you need to be overnight either, men. That's going to take some time. That's going to take some prayer, patience. It's going to take you surrounding yourself with other men who are already where you're trying to get. So that's why you need to be careful who you surround yourself with. If you're trying to be a leader, if you're trying to be the lead, you don't need to surround yourself with a bunch of followers. You need to see where you're going. So that's why me personally, I know a lot of guys, but I don't hang with a lot of guys.
Right.
The ones I hang with, I have benefited from. I'll say that's why they up here. I'll say that about Dylan. I'll say that about Lawrence. I'll say that about Derry. And most importantly, I'll say that about my own father. You know what I mean? So I've been blessed to be around men that I can learn stuff from to better me. And hopefully I can better somebody else, Same thing with you ladies. Don't be hanging around no woman telling you negative things about your husband. And I said Lawrence. Okay. And Lawrence, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And okay, so this is something. Just because you are a man, right? Mm-hmm. Like what I was discussing with you earlier before we came on live, and I was like, what if you got married and you know that you kind of married the wrong person? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or you can't, he just not capable to lead. I mean, because some people are in that situation.
Right, that's
Some
true.
people in that situation right now.
But going back to like what Yolanda said earlier, you knew he couldn't leave before you walked down
Well,
the
that's
aisle.
true.
Yeah. Trust me, he gave you enough clues.
I ignored the red flags.
Yeah, you ignored the red flags. Yeah. He gave you enough to know, yeah, he's not capable of this. But it was up to you whether you made that decision to go forward and say, well, I'm going to make him a leader or I'm going to make him
Right,
this.
then you expected him to lead.
Right.
When
and
you
then,
know that you didn't marry a leader.
you know you didn't marry
Okay.
a leader. You know, they give you enough stuff ahead of time to know, I can't do this. This is not who I am.
But then you got some men that's like, I'm the man. You know what I'm saying?
That's when you are the man, you don't have to say it.
Right. I agree with you.
Yeah, I can't tell you a time I ever had to say I'm the man. You don't have to say that when you are that. What's that?
Right, Yolanda,
Oh yeah,
right?
red flags.
LaWanda.
Yeah. When you are the man, you don't have to say you are the man. Your actions show it. The respect your spouse gives you shows it. The respect you get from others shows it. So you don't have to walk around beating your chest saying I'm the man. People who do that probably aren't the man.
And that's normally the red flag
And
right
that's
there.
normally a red flag. Yeah.
Exactly. So
You ain't got to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So see, like I said, I'm talking to myself and hopefully helping somebody else out there as well.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's still areas that I can do better in leadership, in my opinion. So like, it's just a work in progress. Still, you will always continue to work. I gotta say that one more time. John Chance, what's going? Shout out to John Chance and his new team, the Commanders. I had to sneak that in there. The Washington Commanders.
Oh, that's the new name.
Yeah, the Commanders.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's leading them? They choose that name. Yeah.
And then one more thing, I'm gonna just say for me, or for somebody who may be dealing with the same issue that I was dealing with, it's like when you don't allow your husband or your spouse to lead, it's like that you put a lot of stress on yourself, and it's almost like you holding your breath, and
Right.
you feel like you don't have anybody that has your back, even though you sat here and you married this person.
Don't leave, John.
Even though you sat here and you married this person. Right? So you're causing a lot of internal issues within yourself.
True. Good point.
You understand what I'm saying? And then that becomes, I'm speaking from what I know. That becomes resentment, and that becomes bitterness. You know what I'm saying? You start being bitter, and then you start looking at him sideways when it's really you that need to do the work.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So when you start freeing yourself and letting those things go and let him do what it is that he needs to do, and maybe he's not strong in this area, but you can guide him, and it'll make it so much better.
Right.
It'll make it so much better.
Right. And ladies, you don't have to always agree with the decision that's being made.
Right. No, that's not what I'm saying.
It's not about always agreeing. And that goes vice versa when sometimes I have to defer to her when it comes to finances or something like that. I don't always agree with it. But I agree with having peace in the house. I agree with having a healthy, strong marriage and having a loving relationship with my spouse. So I don't have to always like it. And you don't have to always like it. You don't always have to necessarily agree with it. But is it what's best?
Right.
Is it what's best for
everybody involved?
Right, for everybody involved. And you have to look at it that way sometimes.
For the family. So.
Right. So ladies, give the man a chance to lead. Give him a chance. He's going to mess up. Let me go ahead and put it out there. He's going to mess up in some areas. This is just the way it is. But if you cut him off if he messes up one time, be the same way with yourself. If he defers,
you gotta have some grace.
That's the word I'm looking for.
You have to have
grace.
That's
the word I'm looking for. That's the word I was looking for. Have some grace. I can't button it up no better than that. Have some grace.
Wow. Okay. So that's good. That was good. That was good. So we hope that we have somebody out tonight. We hope that you listened and you got something. And if you're in replay, we hope that you, this helped you out as well.
Right. And like what we do on this, like I say, it may be time for us to start doing this on a weekly basis because our objective is to just continue to build up couples as it relates to marriage and, because the enemy doesn't like marriage. We all know that, but it's our job we don't care what he likes. It's our job to continue to put stuff out there. For,
Hey, Stacy.
Hey, Stacy. Thank you, Stacy, to put out just good content for married couples because it helps us also. Believe it or not, we talking and we come up with the topics, but it helps us also tremendously. You know, so it's not just for you all; it's for us also. So. You know, we're going to keep doing it. We enjoy what we do. I know we've been saying it every time we go live, we are going to have a marriage retreat before this year is out. I think we have both decided that we should do it out of town.
Oh, yeah. We made that decision.
We did make the decision to go out of town. Now we just got to narrow down where. I think we know where we're going.
Yeah. Got an idea.
To be quite honest with you, one of the last things we're trying to decide is what weekend, because we're trying to get our son's football schedule because he plays football with Central, and of course we go to his game. So we're trying to figure out when his bye week is, or for people who don't watch football, whatever week the team is off.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
so once we get that, and once we figure out what week that is and figure out where we're going, then we're going to start putting the information out there, because we want to give you the opportunity to if you need to save up your money so that you can go, because we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be informative and fun, and an opportunity for you all to get away. You know, Eagle Pride Amplified. Yeah, to get away from work, from business, from church.
Yes.
If you're in the ministry,
get with other couples,
from your kids, get with other couples, and just have a great weekend.
Exactly.
So before this year's out. Trust me, it's coming real soon.
Yep, and we got some other things in the work for this summer. Some other things in the work for this summer. So be on the lookout for that as well.
Right. And we won't see you all next week, so we want to go ahead and wish you a happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
What y'all doing? Y'all got any plans? What's going on Valentine's Day? Any plans? Any big plans? We just go eat, but I like eat. I like eating.
Yeah, she makes it easy for me for Valentine's Day. Just feed her, yeah.
Feed me, I'm good.
That's all I gotta do is feed her, and I'm like, okay, fine, that's easy, yeah.
Feed me, I am good. Anybody got any big plans?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, what y'all doing for Valentine's Day before we get off here? Anybody doing anything? No.
It's on a what, Monday?
Yes, yeah.
It's on a Monday
right after
night,
the Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, it's on a Monday. Most people probably celebrating it over the weekend or something
More
like that.
More than likely, yeah.
If they do celebrate it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
By choice. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us. We love you all. And what's I saying?
Your right now won't be your always.
That's
so
right.
Whatever you're going through right now that may have you down and out, it won't be your always.
That's right. So
change comes.
Thank you. We love you all, and we hope to see you not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after next. Right. Thank you. Good night.
Peace, Facebook. And YouTube. Yeah, we on YouTube too.